Hey, today we're sailing straight into ancient Greece, where one bad choice doesn't die with you. It haunts your whole bloodline. This is your crash course in the 5 most cursed families in Greek myth. These aren't just spooky legends, they are warnings about pride, betrayal, and debts that get collected generations later. Ready? Let's tug the red thread of fate and see where it snaps. First up, the House of Atreus, the Atreides. It starts with Tantalus, a king so spoiled by the gods that he tests them by serving his own son, Pelops, at a banquet. The gods restore Pelops, but the stain sticks. When he grows up, Pelops cheats to win a chariot race for Hippodamia and then throws his accomplice Myrtilus off a cliff. As he falls, Myrtilus curses the family. Pelops' sons, Atreus and Thyestes, take the feud to a horrific level. Atreus tricks Thyestes into eating his own children at a revenge feast. Years later, after the Trojan War, Agamemnon, son of Atreus, is murdered by his wife, Clytemnestra, and her lover, Aegisthus. Their son, Orestes, kills his mother to avenge his father and is hunted by the Furies until Athena creates a trial in Athens to settle the blood debt. In this family, every victory simply reloads the curse for the next generation. Second, the Labdos of Thieves, a case of destiny you cannot dodge. King Laius hears a prophecy that his son will kill him and marry his mother, so he abandons the baby, Oedipus. Years later, at a crossroads, Oedipus kills an older traveler without knowing he is his real father. He solves the Sphinx's riddle, becomes king of Thebes, and marries Queen Jocasta, his mother. When the truth comes out, Jocasta hangs herself, and Oedipus blinds himself and wanders into exile. Their sons, Eteocles and Polynices, inherit the curse and turn it into civil war, killing each other. Their sister, Antigone, defies a royal order to leave Polynices unburied and pays with her life. The lesson is brutal. Try to outrun fate, and you run straight into it. Third, the Cretan royal house with Minos, Pasiphae, Ariadne, Phaedra, and a monster at its core. Minos promises Poseidon that he will sacrifice a miraculous bull, then keeps it to show off his power. The god answers by warping the royal bloodline. Queen Pasiphae bears the Minotaur. Daedalus builds the labyrinth to cage it. After Minos' son, Androgeus, dies in Athens, the city must send a tribute of young people to be devoured. Theseus sails in, follows Ariadne's thread, and slays the beast, then abandons her on Naxos. Later, Ariadne's sister, Phaedra, falls desperately in love with her stepson, Hippolytus. A false accusation leads to his death and to Phaedra's despair. In Crete, breaking a vow to a god punishes not only a king, it rebounds to love, family, and the next generation. Fourth, the Heraclids, the line of Heracles or Hercules. From birth, Hera targets him. In a frenzy sent by the goddess, he kills his own children. To atone, he completes 12 impossible labors. You might think cosmic community service would wipe the slate clean, but curses do not fade that easily. The dying centaur Nessus tricks Deianira into giving Heracles a so-called love charm that is actually poison. The tunic burns him alive. He builds his own funeral pyre and ascends to Olympus as a god. Meanwhile, his descendants wander as exiles and fighters before carving out new kingdoms at great cost. Even the strongest hero cannot overpower a stain set by madness, betrayal, and divine anger. Fifth and final, Jason and Medea of Iolcus, the bomb that explodes inside the home. King Pelias steals the throne and sends Jason after the golden fleece, hoping he will not return. Jason succeeds only because Medea, a brilliant sorceress, betrays her father and homeland to help him win. In Corinth, Jason decides to improve his status and abandons Medea to marry a princess. Medea's revenge is surgical. She kills the new bride and her father, then murders her own children, so Jason's line dies with him. Years later, a rotten beam from the Argo falls and crushes Jason where he sits. No battlefield or grand prophecy is needed. This is the quiet collapse of a house that betrayed its own foundation. Why do these stories still hit? Because they feel real in a myth-sized mirror. Pride today becomes disaster tomorrow. A lie becomes a legacy. Power without limits breaks the people who wield it and everyone around them. The Greeks believed justice, whether through the city's laws or the god's judgment, is the only blade sharp enough to cut the cord. If you are into history, legends, and myths, this is where all three collide. Tell me in the comments which cursed family grabbed you most and who we should cover next. If you liked this deep dive, tap subscribe and share it with a friend who loves tragic stories. More myths are waiting and the fates never stop weaving.